Baltimore fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at the Neca Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles accessory set. And this accessory set is for the Neca Toon Turtles, and I guess we could call this video better late than never, because 10 months ago this was actually released, and if you were one of those few people who were miraculously was able to order it online in that 2-minute window that they had, then you could have already had this in your collection and reviewed it. But we got fortunate because Neca decided to re-release this on their website for unlimited purchasing for about a month to go along with their really expensive turtle lair, which I did not pick up, I'm sorry to say. It was just too expensive, and I don't have anywhere to put it because I've already got a huge cat's lair I'm going to have to try to figure out where to put. But anyway, getting into the review tonight, this is the accessory set for the turtles, and it comes in this really large box. You have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here, you have a few of the accessories laying around here and running around and eating pizza and stuff. You have Nickelodeon, you have accessory set, you have Neca. On the top of the box, you just have Nickelodeon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Warnings on the side of the box, you have Nickelodeon, Neca, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles accessory set. On the other side of the box, you have the same thing. On the bottom of the box, you have some credits for the box and the barcode. And finally, coming to the back of the box, you actually get to see some more accessories hanging out there. And that is really cool. So, you know, I don't want to see these accessories in the box. So let's get the accessories out and into the hands of the turtles. And here we have the accessories out of the box, and they are in this nice plastic clamshell, and there is a lot to choose from here. So I'm going to try to think of some sort of order to go in, but I'm not exactly sure, but we will see everything in this box eventually. So let's go ahead and get started. And first off, I think we'll take a look at Big Mac, the little robot. And that is simply for the reason that when I picked him up out of his plastic, he literally came apart. And this is nothing that I did, I promise. I have been known to break toys in the past, but this just came completely in two. There was a little plastic part here that broke, and I did try to fix it. There wasn't any real good place to glue, so I did try to file this out and super glue it in, but it was not going to have it. So basically it's broken, and that sucks because this looked like a really neat little robot. So we could kind of take a look at him. He has a little track section here, and this did turn 360 degrees and had some nice treads on the bottom. And yeah, the robot itself had articulated arms, 360 degrees. They kind of hinge up and down. That is really neat. Little articulated elbows for the forearm, and the little hands, they didn't really move or do anything like that. But still, it was a lot of neat articulation for the main body part here. This laser gun could rotate 360 degrees around like such, and at the top, came out, there was this little part here that slid into spot right there, kind of covering up this little port in his head. And if you had that open, you could put this little laser gun in, and it would fit in there and zap things, and the head could kind of bubble around. So yeah, guess it was a good little thing if it worked, and it wasn't completely broken when you got it out of the box. But mine was. Kind of disappointed at that, so we'll do this first and move on with our lives. All right, moving on. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Everybody wanted this accessory pack for the 4 baby turtles, and there is really no denying that. You have a cute baby Leonardo, a cute baby Michelangelo, an angry little Raphael. He's so angry, and a curious little Donatello over here, and they're so cute. I love these little guys. Now, you may be thinking that they all came from that episode Adventures in Turtle Sitting, and in that episode Michelangelo did turn Leonardo, Raphael, and Donatello into babies, but Michelangelo remained a teenage turtle the entire time. In the episode Back to the Egg in season 4, Shredder turned Leonardo and Michelangelo into babies, and Raphael and Donatello had to fix them. But I am glad they gave us all 4 baby turtles, even though there wasn't an episode with all 4 of them turning into babies. And I love these guys so much. Yes, they are so cute. So we'll take a quick look at them each, and then we'll do some articulation, and then I'll show their accessories, and then we'll jump into the rest of the accessories in the set. Alright, let's take a look at these cute baby turtles. And if we're going to take a look at the Ninja Turtles, we always got to start with my main man, Leonardo. Or baby Leonardo, as it were, in this case. And as you can see, he can stand on his own. It does take a little bit of doing, and he's very unstable, so be very careful once you get him in that position, or else he'll just fall over. He stands approximately 2¼ inches tall, and he is basically everything you need a Ninja Turtle to be. In baby form, I guess. So picking him up for a little bit, he has this nice, huge green head, a beautiful blue headband. You got his little eyes sticking out there. He has a very nice smile for his face. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Coming around to the back of the head, you do have the bandana coming around and hanging down. Coming to his neck, and then you have the front of the shell, which is broken up into little parts. You got 4 little parts here. That's nice. Big brown belt with a L on there, so that is cool. Then you have his little elbow pads and his wristbands. Then you have some knee pads here that are nicely done. A little bit of line work in there. Coming to the back of the figure again, to the shell. It's very nice. Makes up most of the body, and I think it's really what sets the figure kind of off balance. But you have a nice brown belt coming around there. Bottom, no holes in the feet or anything like that. And that is going to be your Leonardo. And coming to Michelangelo, you're basically going to get the same body. The head mold is going to be different. He is happy. He's got his mouth open. You can see a little bit of tongue in there. And he's orange and has the M initial on his belt. So that is really neat. Coming around to the back. Bandana hangs down. And nothing that we haven't seen on the Leonardo. And he is so adorable. Alright. And next we come to baby Raph, and he is angry. He is so angry. He's got the angry eyes, and he's got this little scowl, and the left side of his mouth is open. It's not painted. You don't see any black in there, but that's you can see that it is open. He's like, "Arr!" And coming to the back of him, his bandana is sticking straight out, and so that's pretty interesting. But for the most part, everything else is the same, except for the color of the bandanas, and he has an R on his belt, so that is really cool. Alright, and that brings us to baby Donatello, and he is so adorable as well. He has his purple, and he has a D on his belt, and I can't really make out what his expression is. I don't know if he's scared, or curious, or just inquisitive. It's just one of those weird little expressions, and it's alright. Coming down, he has his bandana going down, nice brown shell, and that is pretty much going to be what Donatello looks like. Alright, moving on. And for articulation, since they're all the same, we'll just basically do one and done, as it were. Starting at the head can go around 360 degrees. It does have a little wiggle waggle in it, so you can go left and right. And if you turn it around, the bandana will move around 360 degrees, so you can get it all sorts of different directions. You come down to the arms, and the arms are hinged so they can go up from the body and then back down. They can go around 360 degrees. There is no elbow, there is no forearm, there is no wrist rotation or anything like that. Coming down to the center, you do not have any waist articulation or ab crunches or anything. This is basically a solid piece. Coming to the legs are articulated, so they can go forward a little bit and then back. They can go out to the side if you are so inclined. You kind of get a little thigh rotation left and right, but not too much. There is no knee bend or boot cut, but you can come down to the foot, and the foot is hinged, so it can go down and up, and you can rock it to the inside and to the outside. I don't want to try the 360 degrees, even though I feel it might be able to do it, but I don't want to break it because it would make me very, very unhappy, and we already got one broken piece in this set, so yes, I'm going to leave it at that. And let's just say, for what he is, he has a lot of great articulation. All right, moving on. And for accessories, for the accessory, the baby turtles do come with weapons, and this is Leonardo's katana blade. It is just so small, not even an inch, I don't think. And just to give you a comparison between this sword, here is the original Leonardo katana, and my goodness, there's really, I can't even hold them both. This is just so crazy. They're so small, and it's funny. But yeah, this is the comparison between the two, and Leonardo can hold both of them if you're so inclined to have him try to attack things in his little baby form. But that's hilarious to me. Michelangelo comes with 2 sets of these little bitty mini nunchucks, and they are just, again, like the Leonardo's katana, very, very small. And if I was to bring out the original nunchucks, like, you might get the length of the entire set, maybe just one stick on Michelangelo's original nunchuck. So now it's a little, it's not that short, but still, it's almost there. Little Mikey can hold these, and I don't know if they'll make him fall over, but that's pretty neat. And Donatello gets a little bow staff, and it's just so small. I mean, again, this is a little over an inch, and, you know, it's okay for what it is. He can try to hold on to this, and if you want to compare it to the actual bow staff, yeah, there's not really much here. It may be the same length as the middle section of the bow, so it's actually just a little shorter than that, but that's okay. And Donatello, again, can hold it as best he can. I don't know how he's going to be fighting with it, but yeah, it's pretty neat. And finally, Raphael comes with a set of sais, and they're super small. Actually look like they could be earrings if you had a little way to hook them into your ear. And to show what a regular sai looks like for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, there you go. In comparison, it's about 1/10 of this size, I think. I'm not sure how they scaled it down, but yeah, it's very, very small. And Raph can hold both of these, so yeah, go and be angry, do stuff. All right, moving on. And for comparison, here you have the baby turtles with Baby Shredder. And they look so adorable. They're gonna kick your little butt and send you home to mama. And for comparison, here you have the baby turtles with the Turtle Tots from the Mutant Mayhem Glow-in-the-Dark Target exclusive line. And let's zoom in a little bit to see how these guys look together. Yeah, I think they're alright. The turtle tots are basically big, globulous monsters still, but they are kind of cute. And they kind of match up with their Neca counterparts here. So yeah, there you go. If you guys were interested in seeing what those two look like. Alright. And here the baby turtles are with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 5 Below exclusive Funko Minis. And yeah, that's a pretty cool comparison. The proportions are off, but the scale is the same in the fact that they are the same height. Alright. And finally, here they are with their teenage counterparts. And I like it. It looks really good. Moving on. And that's been the baby turtles. Now, I think a lot of you will probably stop watching the review right now because, like I said before, everybody bought this set wanted the baby turtles. But there is still a lot of other awesome accessories to look at, so let us carry on. And for the first accessory that is not broken, we have the Star of Hoboken. Hey, that rhymed. I'm a poet and didn't even know it. That rhymed again. All right, I'll stop. Now, this is a jewel that made its appearance in the 5th season episode Napoleon Bonafrog, Colossus of the Swamp. And this is a little jewel that Shredder used to give to a mob boss to get some antifreeze, which was a key ingredient for what they needed in the episode. But anyway, it's neat. It's just a little diamond type thing. It's blue. You got a little bit of detail molded in there, so that is cool. And that is your Star of Hoboken. Moving on. And another accessory that we have, which is episode specific, is this personality modifier. Now, this comes from the episode Leonardo Lightens Up, in which the turtles kind of zap Leonardo with this personality modifier array, and it makes him cool, I guess, and a little less of a stickler for obeying the rules and discipline. And it is really nice. It has a good design on it. It has some nice green back here. You have a couple buttons, green and red, nice gray handle and a trigger. You do have some screw hose in there, so that looks very detailed. Same on the other side. The barrel comes down to several sections here with the white and the blues and some line work, and got some reds here at the end. So that is a really cool accessory, very detailed. All right, moving on. And for the next accessory we're going to take a look at, it is a tracking device, and this was created by Donatello in the episodes The Mean Machines in Season 2. And what he did with this was he used it to track a alien jewel or thing called the Eye of Sornoth. And there was 2 parts to it. He used this to track down one, but Shredder got to it, and then wackiness ensued. But it was a fun little thing, and it was, this accessory is very, very detailed, what with the buttons and the wires and the handles and the antenna. This thing just looks really, really nice, and I like it. This is a good reason why NECA has a good reputation by putting a lot of detail in their accessories, and this is no exception. So that is really cool. All right, moving on. And for our next accessory, we have this little blowtorch. I don't think it's episode specific, and I'm pretty sure Donatello would be able to handle it and use it for making things or welding if he was so inclined. It's really cool. Little knob there, doesn't move. Painted quite nicely with light grays and some blacks for the sections on the hose, and then the black tank with the yellow. So it is pretty neat. Moving on. And our next accessory is a backpack, and it's nice. It's kind of like a manila cream colored. You got a little darker yellow here and here for some labels or squares, and you can see that the pack is done in almost like a turtle shell motif. You got the little sections back there, and it's really nice coming around to the back. It is indented right here so it can fit in on a turtle, and the shell, like Michelangelo is one usually in pictures for this, but you could use it for any turtle, and I'm not sure if it's episode specific or not. I couldn't remember a specific episode where one of the turtles strapped on a backpack or anything. Alright, moving on. And our next accessory here is one we've been needing for a while. This is Rocksteady's helmet, and this is so cool. This is just a regular green helmet. It does have some goggles molded to the top. They can't come down, and that would be kind of fun if they did. But anyway, it just goes right on his head. Why he didn't come with this, I don't know, because he often wore it in the shows, but now we have it, and Rocksteady's head can be warm, I guess. I don't know. Alright, moving on. And for the next accessory we're going to take a look at, we have a nice fancy portrait of cheese in a very nice ornate frame, and this is really cool. I'm not exactly sure if it's episode specific. I did look at a few of the episodes. I know the Turtles went to Paris for 2 episodes, but I don't think it was in there. A lot of pictures have the Rat King holding on to this, but I'm not sure if, it's something that he had, and I don't have the Rat King, but I think I can find someone else who might appreciate this portrait. So yeah, this is pretty neat and very fun to have and play around with. Alright, moving on. And the next accessory we have is this awesome pizza box. You have Pizza Groove right here with a nice drawing of a pizza, some green, and nothing on the bottom, but it does open, so that is neat. So when we open it, we do get an entire pizza in here, and that comes out, so that is neat. You have the pizza kind of divided up into slices with some red pepperoni and some, I want to say, meatballs. I know they're both round and circular, but I think one's supposed to be meatballs because it's brown. I've never seen brown pepperoni unless it needed to be thrown out. And you have some cheese and some green peppers on there, so that is neat. Nice brown for the crust, which carries through to the bottom, and a little bit of molded detail on there, so that is really cool. And that just slides right back in there and closes up, and the guys can have pizza to their heart's content. Alright, moving on. And the next accessories we're going to take a look at is the TV VCR Combo, and this is a really neat little set. So you have some antenna sitting here that can get your reception on top of a VCR on top of this huge old TV, and this is pretty neat. It is articulated, so the antennas can move around 360 degrees if you're so inclined to do so. The VCR is nice. It is detachable from the set, and then you have it here, and you have the buttons on the VCR with the rewind, play, fast forward, and some other ones, and you have a nice open space here, and on the back you just have a little bit of design for the VCR as it were, and this has its own little accessory. You do get this little VHS tape, and it is really nicely done. It's looks like a VHS tape. You got some paint in there to denote the tape, a nice yellow sticker, and on the back you got the 2 little spools for the VCR to rewind and fast forward it. There is some detail on the top to denote that it goes in this way, and it will just slide right in there. It doesn't lock into place or anything, but it's cool. I like that a lot, and when you want to get it out, you just turn it out like that, and it just pops right out. So that is neat. And then taking a look at the TV, it's your old style knob TV. Got a lot of good detail color in there. with some white knobs and some gray, light gray for the border of the screen, and that is pretty neat. Top, the legs are there except for these, which have been propped up by some books. You got 3 books there, and that is a really funny idea that they came up with. On the back, you just got some back paneling of what a TV would look like. You even got some holes down here. I don't know if they were going to add like attachments there, like cable or anything, but it was neat that they did. Now, what this can do also is it can open up here at the top. And if you look down in here, you'll see that there is a little slot right here coming to the screen. And what they have done is they have included a lot of these little slides that you can slide in there. And the turtles can be watching various things on TV. Or, hey, that's a Bebop and Rocksteady that got trapped in the TV. So that is cool. So, for example, they can be watching a reasonable facsimile of a Godzilla movie, Revenge of the Muck Monster, Ace Duck, wrestling, Donatello trying to sell used cars, The Vernon Show. They could be watching Bebop and Rocksteady trying to escape from their TVs. I don't know how that happened, but oh well. But most likely they're going to be watching April on the Channel 6 News. And that is really cool. And finally, one of the last things you can do with the TV is add this awesome little video game system. Now, it kind of looks like a Super Nintendo. You have the gray and the cartridge that sticks up there, the 2 purple buttons there. But the controllers look like old Atari controllers. So you got the best of both worlds, I guess. And this is pretty neat. The little controllers are very light and independent. This is a nice little cord that connects the 2. I'd be very careful with it. Don't pull on it too tough or it might pop out. And yeah, this is cool. And of course they got their own little video game screen that you could slide into the TV, and that looks pretty cool. So you can have the turtles sitting there playing it, and that looks like it would be a lot of fun. Alright, moving on. And for our next accessory, we have a Baxter Stockman head. And this is Baxter Stockman with the Shredder's helmet, and he's looking all maniacal. And I'm thinking this came from the Curse of the Evil Eye episode from the 2nd season, where Shredder got this power crystal attached to his helmet, and then people started trying to get this helmet, but there's no power crystal here, so I'm not sure if that's where this comes from. But this is the only episode I remember where Baxter actually wearing Shredder's helmet. But anyway, it's a neat little accessory, and it's basically a Shredder helmet with Baxter's face sticking out of it. And I don't have an original Baxter Stockman, I just have the Fly version, so if you have it, you can just pop it onto his head and it looks great. But unfortunately I can't do much with it because I don't have the body for it. And that is your alternate Baxter Stockman head. Moving on. And for our next accessories, we have 2 of these adorable little pizza monsters. Oh, wait. Back. These basically came from the Case of the Killer Pizzas, and they were monsters that Krang sent to Shredder from Dimension X. They looked like little meatballs. You microwave them. They turn into these little creatures, and when they get wet, oh my goodness, they turn into very, very large problems. So anyway, taking a look at these, you get 2 of them. They're really cute. They are in a little crawly position with the hand extended out and the little tail out. They got some nice stripes on the back of the head. They have some nice black eyes and some sharp pointy teeth. And if these guys look familiar, they should, because we got them before. When we got April, we had one that was standing like such. And when we got the giant pizza monster, we got another one that was standing like such. So now, if you've been collecting all of your little pizza monsters, you should have 4. So that is pretty neat. You got a good group of these little pizza monsters. Let's kind of zoom out. And again, if they were to get wet, then they would turn into something really hideous, and it was this big, huge, yellow mamba jumba. And then we can move up. Wow, to see them all. Wow! So that is really cool. Those are your pizza monsters from the Case of the Killer Pizza. And yeah, they're really huge and, you know, kind of stolen from Alien, but that's okay. It's a cool little concept that Ninja Turtles made kid-friendly, sorta, and fun to watch on cartoons. Alright, moving on. And for our next accessory, we have a nice little mouser, and he is just a cute little guy. I'm very happy to have actually gotten a mouser. I kind of missed out, or didn't get the mouser pack, but hey, I have one now, and he is really cool. He looks exactly like a mouser should. He is mostly white. You do get a little bit of that shading two-tone that you get with most of them on the underbelly of the mouser. Sorry, getting down here. Let's zoom out just a little bit so we can see the guy. And you got some nice black detail here. The mouth does open and close. It's articulated. I like that. And it's nice and black in there. You do get a little bit of detail if I can get my hand out of the way. You can see inside the mouth, so that is pretty neat. Nice red sensor here at the top. The head does wiggle, waggle left and right, up and down, so that is really neat. Move a lot of ways there. It is on this gray hinge, so that's cool. Coming down, the leg does move. It goes around 360 degrees, and it is bisected here for a knee bend of sorts, and then you have a foot rotation forward and backward. That is pretty neat. So you can get the little guy to move in all sorts of directions. So yeah, that is neat. I like this little mouser. Kind of want more than one now. All right, moving on. And this has been the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles accessory set for their Toon Turtles. And after taking a look at this, I could see why it was a much anticipated and sought after set. Of course, the baby turtles sold it, and that was pretty much why everybody wanted the set, and it was the perfect reason. They are so cute, they're adorable, they're articulated, they have little weapons. They are so great, and I'm very happy to finally got them, even though it took me 10 months. And I think the other accessories range from must-have to very like to have in my collection, starting with the pizza in the box. It's great to have one of those if you don't already have one, but chances are, if you've been collecting the NECA Toon Turtles for a while, you've got some pizza and some boxes laying around. The backpack was fun. The TV, very good. VCR Combo, the little VHS tape, the interchangeable screens. I love that little game system that works. The little pizza monsters, they gave us 2. I could have done with 1. I already had 2 others, but, you know, a different sculpt. It's alright. I like the fact that they did some deep dives into the episodes with the personality modifier array and the tracker. The Star of Hoboken was good. The cheese in the picture frame, take it or leave it. It's something neat. I don't have the playset, so there's nowhere I could really hang it or store it, but then that goes with most of the accessories I have for these guys. The Baxter Stockman head, can't really use it, but if I ever get a Baxter body, I'll probably use that on him. The Blowtorch, standard accessory. I'm sure you could picture Donatello doing something with that. The mouser, always a fun accessory to have to chase after Splinter or other turtles. Rocksteady's helmet, it's a good accessory. He definitely wore it a few times in the cartoon, but I think the toy versions where you get that. There was obviously Big Mac, which was a big disappointment because he was broken out of the box, and that sucked because he was a neat little robot, and I'm not sure, but I might try to look around, see if I can buy a replacement for him. The thing about accessory packs is sometimes people take them and break them up and sell them piece by piece, so he may be out there, and I hate having a collection that's not complete. So that is it, guys. If you are looking for this accessory set, unfortunately it's not really available at cost anywhere. You'll have to go online, second market prices. Check out eBay, Mercari online, and it's going anywhere between $150 to $200. So it's going to be quite a little penny if you want it. But as I said with the Big Mac, if you're looking for just specific pieces, you might be able to find them individually online. So if you're hunting for any piece, good luck. And that's going to wrap it up for this accessory pack. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, keep playing.
Heroes in a half shell, turtle power.